We're live. It is the Man Scouts podcast. I am your host, Colin. This is my co-host, Papa Dalton Beebe. Say hello to the people.
Hello.
Say hello to the kids. We will have a name for our constituents, our massive following that will eventually pursue us and stalk us and idolize us, make statues of us, things like that. But we will have a name for our following. Scouts?
Swashbucklers.
Swashbucklers.
Or Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
I like that one.
Buccaneers, that's a good one. Anyways, welcome to the Man Scouts podcast. Today we'd like to begin by diving into the dating life of Dalton Beebe.
Get ready to live, ladies and gentlemen.
Dalton, you are a man. Is that correct?
I am, I definitely, yes.
Yeah.
I am.
A straight man?
I am a very straight man.
Have you always been straight?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, well.
No, I have been. Yes. Just by the time when we were married.
It's
but that was for
safe to
tax
reasons. It was for tax purposes, and
it's just,
we were exploring ourselves.
yeah, I mean.
Emotionally.
And at a certain point, it's like, well, I mean, we're going to live together. Might as well get married.
Yep. Former roommates, former lovers, former spouses. So Dalton, what's new in your dating life this week? Just give an update.
Well, the latest story is so I work out and I asked a girl out at the gym, and
which I wouldn't do. I don't do that.
Well,
I'm sweaty. I'm got my headphones in. I'm listening to Shakira. My hips don't lie. And you come up to me and hit me up for my digits. I wouldn't work for me.
Listen, man, I don't know. See, I'm of a different opinion. You see a cute girl, yeah, you just take charge of the situation.
Some would call that rape.
Well, I mean, maybe not that in charge of the situation.
Okay.
Maybe just
consensual.
Maybe
charge
consensual charge of this. Yeah. Like, hey, can I have your number? No. Perfect. I didn't want it anyway. Except that's not how this case worked out. She gave me her number willingly. Actually, no, it was weird. She's like, no, but I'll take your number.
First red flag.
First red flag. Okay, guys, if they ask you for your number, don't do it, dude.
So, from Dalton's dating life, we will be extrapolating life lessons that we can, give to our constituents, our viewers, the Scouts, the Buccaneers, so that you can avoid the perilous traps that Dalton has put himself into. Anyways, first red flag. She says, no, I'll take your number. Which anybody else would think, oh, she's not going to call you, dude.
Yeah, which I didn't. But she ended up texting me back almost immediately. And so let's just jump into this. Let's just tell them what happened. Turns out...
We're going to Quentin Tarantino it?
Yeah, we're going to go to the back, and then we're going to rewind. And how this happened. So, this girl's married. Okay? Now we're just getting that out there.
And we didn't know.
I didn't know.
Full disclosure.
There was no ring.
Dalton would never do that.
I'm not into that.
Except from with me.
It's different with a guy.
Yeah.
Named Colin. So now rewind. Okay, we went on several dates. We kissed. Couple things seemed off, and they're not even big.
Was it a passionate kiss?
It was a passionate kiss. There was passion.
Yeah, well,
There was clearly interest.
Dalton really can't do anything without passion, right? Passion. Dalton's at the grocery store. He's selecting the right apples. He's doing it passionately. He's like, oh, this one is bruised. I can't have you.
No.
Passion, right?
And then I'll come back just to say I'm sorry to that apple that it got bruised.
True. Passionate kisses. Continue.
Passionate kisses. To be honest, yeah. Long story short, we're hanging out for probably a month and a half.
How much
Colin
time per day?
Guys.
How much time per day? Like, how much time were you spending?
I mean, it varied. Sometimes an hour, sometimes more.
Per day. But pretty consistently.
It was pretty consistently, at least a couple times a week.
Okay.
It seemed like.
And I called you paranoid.
He called me paranoid, guys, and this is why. So it's a pretty hasty conclusion to jump to, but is it jumping to conclusions if you're freaking right? So
conspiracy theorists out there, don't give up.
Do not.
You might be right.
And here's the thing. It didn't take much, but we were over at Colin's house, actually.
Mi casa.
And his sister-in-law had mentioned, oh, are you so-and-so that lives at this apartment complex? And her answer was suspect enough to me that I completely jumped to conclusions that night and even texted Colin and was like, dude, what if she's married and cheating on her husband with me?
Which
Which is
It sounds like he's jumping to conclusions, but in addition to this, he also forego the fact that she had told him that she was divorced. She had this yarn about...
She had been married previously and was divorced, and everything was finalized and all that stuff. And essentially her husband had just left her out of the blue and, whatever.
Juicy deets.
Real gossipy, real nice to gossip about. It was fun. But I'm kind of gossipy, guys. And
hence why we're revealing his dating life on our podcast.
I enjoy. And so anyway, I text Colin and I'm like, dude, I say these things, and his reply is, I think you're paranoid, man. And that was enough.
Okay, I thought I knew.
About a week.
I feel, and you probably felt as well, that we have a good detector, radar-wise, when people are lying to us.
We all think that.
They think they're better than us? No. Okay, we
Nobody's
are
better
the
than
human
me.
truth detectors.
Nobody. Anyway, one thing led to another, and I end up confronting her about it. She denies the whole thing. Most prolific liar, might I add. Amazing at it. On the fly, dude.
You believed her.
I believed her.
When he confronted her, we had lots of evidence. Dalton did some research.
I did my due diligence, let's put it that way.
And his research was internet searchery.
Lots of it. Not just internet search. I had some inside hookups at the university that
From where she claimed to be a student.
Yeah, which I found out she was not.
Turns out she's a male. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Turns out she's not even a woman. Just kidding.
But anyway, long story short, she lied hardcore, and then confessed the next day. So that's where I'm at, just dating married women.
Not intentionally.
Unintentionally, yes.
But there is something about the maturity of a married woman that Dalton is attracted to. But he would never do that intentionally.
Never. So, if you're married and you're looking to slide into my DMs, don't do it.
So if we can
I will
extrapolate
find out.
any lessons from this, you need to up your filter, right? So when you're, sowing your seeds, casting your net,
Sowing your seeds.
you're searching for a spouse, someone who you can share your life with.
If that is what you're looking for.
If that is what you're looking for. But if that's what you're looking for, you need to filter. Well, regardless of what you're looking for, we should say you need to identify what the other people are looking for. When you go on a date, when you find someone from Tinder, which is okay, it's a method of finding.
Worked out for Colin.
I met my wife there. Fun fact, FF.
We've both kissed married women.
I
Colin
was just married to the
her.
one that I kissed. Yeah. Dalton was not. But it was consensual.
It was consensual.
That's important. So you need to filter out those people right away. If they say they're not ready for something, they're probably not ready for something. And if they say they're married, they're probably married.
Sometimes if they say they're not married,
They might still be married.
And I'm not sure that in that situation, oh man, I almost said her name. Probably better I don't.
Yeah. Keep it.
In that situation, I don't know that there is anything that I could have done to properly filter her out in a more timely manner.
She was a good liar.
She was a ball.
Just look for red flags. Emotional instability, people who are dramatic and trying to elicit an emotional response. There was times when she was like, I feel like we're not looking for the same thing. This can't work.
Yeah, there was some times like that. Yeah, definitely trying to get an emotional response, that sort of thing. But I would say this goes for all aspects of life, right? Not necessarily just dating, either.
Probably.
Like if there's people that you feel like you need to cut out because they're a bad influence, maybe they're married and cheating on their husband. I don't know.
You are the sum of the people you hang out with. Filter those people out of your life, and we'll address that more in our self-help section.
Self-help.
Because we're all about elevating ourselves and our constituents, our followers, our scouts, the Buccaneers.
That's
next on the agenda, Dalton, it's time to nerd out.
Dude, I'm looking forward to this.
Trailer dropped this week, The Mandalorian. For those of you who do not know, me and Dalton are massive Star Wars fans.
Huge.
Yeah.
And
our combined Star Wars knowledge is probably pretty high.
It is.
In certain areas.
Probably.
I'm
maybe not as high.
I'm a student of the prequels, to be honest, but
yeah, same.
Yeah.
But For those of you who don't know, the Mandalorian is the race of people that Boba Fett is, or Jango Fett.
The bounty hunter.
The bounty hunter.
The bounty hunter who appears in the prequels in regards to the clone army, hunting Jedi, things like that.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter, which is pretty cool. He's like one of the most popular characters that has an untold story in the Star Wars universe.
Boba Fett and Jango Fett, his father. Technically, it's his clone, but whatever.
Daddy issues, am I right?
Dude, everybody's got.
I have a great father.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. But, yeah, anyway.
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. This guy was my childhood hero. I wanted to be freaking Jango and Boba Fett.
Dalton wanted to have jetpacks and fly
I wanted
around.
the jetpack. I wanted the Mandalorian blue armor that Boba Fett later changed green because he wanted to be different.
He wanted to hunt criminals so that he could, pay for his volatile lifestyle that way.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not like criminals, but they're people.
People who are wanted. Anyway, so Disney is coming out with this streaming service, Disney Plus. And Disney, I did not realize how much they own. They own Marvel, they own Fox, they own...
They own Fox?
Yeah. And they own a ton of industries. And they are creating their streaming service. It's going to have a lot of content. It's going to have the whole Marvel universe, every Disney movie known to man, a lot of other movies, including the Star Wars franchise, which they purchased from Lucasfilm. Very sensitive subject. They didn't, the recent Star Wars movies have not been the best, in my opinion. What would you say?
The recent Star Wars movies? Yeah, no.
They've been kind of crap.
Best part, Darth Vader going to town on a couple of scruffy-looking nerf herders.
That's true.
That was good stuff.
That's true. That was good.
But that was like the last 10 seconds of the movie.
Yeah. And so we're hoping, the Mandalorian is going to be a series on their streaming service, Disney Plus. That's enough for me to subscribe to it.
Oh yeah,
it's
dude.
I'll
watch it.
$5 a month or something like that.
Is that how much it is?
It's like $5.99.
I was planning on subscribing to it just for the Mandalorian movie or series. Let's talk about the rumor though.
Well, yeah, there is a rumor.
There's a rumor.
In the interest of intersectionality and those who are quote unquote, and we're not going to, there are people who are victims. Okay, we're not going to say that. But living with a victim mentality is not the best way to go through your life. It's not the way to be successful. And there's too much revisionist history in Hollywood. They might make the Mandalorian, our Lord and Savior Boba Fett, a woman.
Well, and here's the evidence behind that. First of all, it's not called Boba Fett. It's not even called Jango Fett. It's just called The Mandalorian.
Suspect? I think so.
Not to mention, if you watch the trailer, which we highly encourage you to do, no speaking from the quote-unquote Mandalorian.
Now, there's no speaking from them. And there's short lines in the prequels where they'll say things, but
nothing specifically from.
It is known to be a stoic character who does not say a lot, but still, we're on eggshells here. We'll be okay, we will, but we'll cry.
And I'm just saying, there's two Mandalorians that I absolutely love in the Star Wars universe, and it's Boba Fett and Jango Fett.
Do you know any other Mandalorians?
No, that's the thing. But my love is extent to those two, and if it's about them, I'm going to be very happy. If it's not, I'm down to, learn Mandalorian lore and all that stuff. But I'll just be disappointed it's not with one of the two of my
This is the other interesting thing, because they're going to release this series, but they're not going to release it binge style. They are reportedly going to release it one episode a week.
Oh, that's...
Do you not like that?
No, I don't like that. I want to binge that.
I get it.
It's like waiting for One Punch Man. Dude, I had to do that every week.
But
you want to know what happened?
At the time when it's all released, you can binge it.
Yeah, you can. But here's what happened with One Punch Man. I didn't realize the last episode was the last episode. I waited 2 weeks to find out that it was the season finale.
Well, that's what it's reported. I actually kind of like the idea of that, because this is what we can do.
We'll get the
guys.
I like to do
I'm talking. All right. Let me paint you a picture. Okay.
Paint me a picture.
Okay. So we get the boys together. We get the homies, the crew.
Ooh.
All right.
Do like a movie night a week.
Right.
Okay.
It's like The Bachelor, but for us.
Ooh.
We make a blanket fort. We get in our PG.
We can also
PJs.
do it with The Bachelor.
We have tickle time and pillow talk. We're not gonna do it with The Bachelor.
Have you ever watched The Bachelor?
No.
Ben and I used to do it with Lonnie. It was
Well,
fun.
that's a confession that did not need to be made.
It was a good time.
We're going to put some polls out there in regards to this podcast, and we'll want to know how those who are receiving this content feel about The Bachelor. Because he's Team Bachelor, I'm not. Anyways, but think about it that way.
No,
right?
that'll be fun.
We can
It'll
make
be
a
like
blank
Fight Night, but with Mandalorian.
Exactly. All right? And that's once
good.
a week.
Which is nice. Well, and then adding Fight Night on top of that.
That's true.
That gives us two things to look
A
forward
lot of
to.
bro time. We're MMA enthusiasts, but we won't get into that. That's not mainstream enough yet. So,
Not yet, ladies and
the
gentlemen.
next thing on the nerd docket, Dalton, you've been hearing the Sony Disney fracas rumors in regards to Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, I haven't heard much about it until we talked about it. I remember hearing rumors, words on the street, little rumblings, if I might.
Dalton keeps his ear close to the pavement. He's picking up the word on the street.
I do that. I like to know what's... I'm like the Count of Monte Cristo. I like to be informed when
You like to go to prison for years and then harness your revenge into a sword fighting style taught by even an old man in the adjacent cell.
And find massive amounts of gold underwater. Yes.
The Count of Monte Cristo. That's a little inside joke for those of you who have not seen it. Great movie.
Good movie. Good book, apparently. Never read it, but I think it's pretty long.
We don't read.
I can't read.
Audiobooks only. Hashtag. But yes, so Spider-Man apparently is, and we may be not doing this justice, so we apologize for those who are angry and who are nerdier than us. But for our base level of nerdiness, we've heard that essentially Spider-Man is owned, the rights to it are owned by Sony, and that they've only been brokering this Marvel Cinematic Universe, or owned by Disney, kind of movie connection franchise, right? So Spider-Man's been in the Avengers and those type of movies, and now that deal that they've had informally, or probably formally, has fallen out, and Spider-Man is not a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the movie franchise will continue. And that would be deeply saddening. Do you think that's the case, Dalton?
I think they'll work it out.
It's just too big of a moneymaker. I feel like.
I mean, not to mention the Marvel Spider-Man just came out. They definitely let it open for...
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home. I don't know if you've seen it, past the credits or anything. I won't give any spoilers away. But they definitely left it open. There's going to be another one. And I don't think...
Did you like it? Did you like Far From Home?
I did like it.
I liked it too.
I enjoyed it. Did we watch it together?
Yeah, we did.
We watched it with the married girl.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
And with our good buddy Isaac.
Yeah.
And his wife. But I will say this. I
Let's
feel
just
like the
say-
Spider-Man movies have been great.
Let's
They've
just
been
say there were
fantastic.
3 wives there and 2 husbands.
And then there was Dalton.
And me.
And he is still single, ladies. Putting that out there. Scouts, Buccaneers. Anyways, continuing on. So, right now, Dalton, I'm feeling like Disney needs to do a little work and get the Play Nice merit badge so that they can broker this deal again and restore our faith in the franchise.
Who was it that wasn't playing nice? Was it Disney or was it Sony?
I heard that it was originated by Disney and people were taking it out on Sony. But that's what I heard from Reddit. Now, is that a valid source? Not necessarily, because the politics there are sketchy, I will say, personally.
That's fair.
But anyways, I like Dalton believe they'll probably restore, that deal and have Spider-Man continue.
Why wouldn't they?
Who is your Spider-Man, by the way, Dalton?
Oh,
We got our recent Tom Holland.
I like Tom Holland.
He's a shorty for sure. He's the young buck.
I like
We
him.
got
dude.
Andrew Garfield before that.
He's good too.
I mean, sassy man, muy attractive.
Yeah.
Then we have Tobey Maguire, the less attractive of the 3. But I would say he's my Spider-Man.
Tobey
He's
Maguire.
really, really nerdy. Like, he's the essence of the nerd, I don't know. I like him.
I'll never forget him walking down the street in the 3rd one.
When he's doing his little
Yeah.
dance. Oh, dude, he got some crap for that. He got made fun on the internet forever.
course he
But
did.
I still feel like he's my Spider-Man. That first movie with him, it's iconic for me. So he's my Spider-Man. I would put Tom Holland second, Andrew Garfield third.
Out of all of them, I think I like Andrew Garfield the most. But as
He's
far
the
as
hottest.
when I think
be
about
honest.
Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, that's the middle one. Right?
Yeah.
I meant the other one, the latest one.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
Jeez.
Tom Holland, the short guy.
I'm awful with actors' names. The young one.
You're often with people's names too.
Not always. Sometimes.
I mean, the girls that you've dated. Let's just say that.
What, they got bad name? What, because I dated a girl named Chuck? Listen, her name was Charlene. She went by Chuck. Okay.
You heard it here first. Dalton dated a dude. I'm just kidding.
It was a girl.
She's a nice lady.
She's a very nice lady, and she's very pretty.
Well, that concludes it for nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you have any additional comments about Spider-Man.
Nope. Love the walk down the street.
Love the Walk Down
Spider-Man
the
3,
Street.
the original one with Tobey Maguire.
We'll just touch on this because I'm sure that this has been a topic that's been hashed out by a lot of the news and the media. But for those of you who don't know, Jeffrey Epstein died in recent weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. Just kidding. He's a convicted pedophile, and
He's a crappy
reportedly had what's called pedophile island. You know, he was a powerful man, billionaire. No one really knows how he got his wealth. He associated with many powerful people, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, other guys. You know, and so he associated with these individuals, and it's thought of as he's the underage girl pimp for powerful men. And he was on trial. There were supposed to be a lot of names coming out, and then he bit the dust.
And here's the thing, guys. On Instagram, Reddit, I don't know what your
How you get your news?
I don't know how you get your news. I don't know
Because
what
you
your
can't get it
vices
from
are.
real sources anymore.
Right.
You know, it can't go to Fox or CNN or MSNBC.
I don't know what your meme factory is, but if you haven't been noticing all the memes about Jeffrey Epstein, you're missing out. There's some hitters, dude. There's some good
We'll
ones.
have to put some out there, yeah.
But definitely, I think that dude was not. Here's the thing, guys. He died in a cell where the sheets are like paper. I mean, he was supposed to be under 24-hour
They're
surveillance.
not quality sheets.
Under suicide watch so that he didn't kill himself. Here's the thing, guys. He killed himself.
Yeah, he was just recently let off suicide watch in the hours before.
Oh, was that what happened?
Yeah.
In the hours before.
In the hours before.
Literally
Conveniently.
hours.
So the conspiracy theory is people had him killed. Powerful people had him killed.
And the autopsy showed that his neck broke. Seems a little suspect to me.
Because he hung himself from the bunk bed?
Dude, I don't even think there was
You
a
had to,
bunk
like,
bed. I
kneel?
think these beds are 2 feet off the ground.
How did he do it?
Exactly. How'd he do it?
I heard it was from a bunk bed. We're going to have to check our sources.
We're going to check our sources
We're going to do
on
some
that, guys.
research. But we like conspiracy theories. Why? Because one of them's got to be true, right?
Probably. I mean, we'll see you guys at Area 51 soon, right? So,
If we run like Naruto, we can dodge their bullets.
they can't get us
Is
all,
it
guys.
outrun their bullets? We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Anyways, fan of that guy, whoever made that movement.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. Thanks to Joe. I mean, I'm sure Joe Rogan played a part in his Bob Lazar episode.
That's true. Joe Rogan is the cultural needle.
So shout out to you, Joe. Thank you.
Jeffrey Epstein. There was another rumor that Jeffrey Epstein was a foreign agent trying to leverage power against American powerful people.
Interesting.
Specifically, maybe working with Israel. You know, that's what I heard. But I don't know if that's true.
I've heard some weird rumors. He had like an interesting painting of Bill Clinton in his house.
A nude painting of Bill Clinton?
I don't think it was nude, but I think he was wearing a dress.
All right.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm like 90% sure that's real.
More research to be done.
More research to be done.
I want to see that painting.
Dude, I've seen a picture
Bill
of it.
Clinton in a dress?
Yeah, it's like him in a dress, and I think he's just kind of sitting, kind of seductively, like looking off. At, like if the painting was a picture, it was like him looking at the
natural
camera type of thing. Yeah, he's trying to look natural. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's some kind of joke about Monica Lewinsky. I don't really know. Maybe Epstein's just a kind of a weird dude. I don't know. Maybe he really was fond of Bill.
He's definitely a weird dude.
Well, I mean, he was definitely a weird guy.
He's probably definitely a piece of crap.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not sad that he's dead.
especially if he's the
we don't
lead.
want people to die.
We don't want people to die, but
we want less people
to be sex trafficked.
Yeah. And if death is what needs to happen, so be it.
If one guy dies and a bunch of girls aren't involved in a sex trafficking ring, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely on the girls' side there.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
As far as our policies, when it comes to molestation / rape, we are fans of the death penalty / castration. Is that fair to say?
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
remove the huevos.
You're never going to be trusted in society again. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Plus, it's a heinous crime. I mean,
it is.
I get severely emotional. Which, while we're on that topic, ladies, don't lie about
it. Because it happens.
I've been lied to about it.
Dalton has had a lot of people lie to him.
Yeah.
What is it about you, Dalton?
I don't
that makes
know.
People lie to you.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
At some point, we have to realize maybe you're the issue.
I have thought about that, and I've been trying to change such things. I just don't know exactly what to change.
I think you're doing great.
Thanks, man.
He's improving. To kind of move on, we're gonna go towards the end of our segment, where we're gonna talk about. We want to be funny, and we are. I think we're hilarious.
I think we're pretty funny.
We're funny. But in addition to that, we also want to inspire you to chase your dreams. We want to help you to elevate your life. We don't want to be self-helpy type of guys. We want to be real and talk about the issues that are going on in our lives and how we improve ourselves. And so we want to revisit
that
this.
Helps you guys.
Yeah, hopefully it helps you. Revisit this idea of filtering people out of your life. What would you say about that, Dalton? What comes to your mind?
What comes to my mind is basically, listen, guys, we only have like a certain amount of time each day to get things done.
Yeah, some have 24 hours, some have less.
Yes. Some people have less, depending on what kind of job you're working at. And some people aren't the best motivation or encouragement. Some people bring you down more often than they build you up. And in order to build up people around you, you personally have to be elevated. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, because there are some people that I have had associations with that have really just been a source of stress in my life and constant just kind of weighing down.
Mentally and emotional deficit causing.
Yes. And that's not to say that, some people go through hard times, and sometimes people need help through those hard times. But if it's a constant thing, and, there is that saying, you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Well, guys, surround yourself with good people. If somebody's toxic, and I have a friend that they were talking about, has a friend that essentially encourages them to do drugs and drink alcohol, and they're like, and I just don't, I just have a hard time saying no, blah, 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 and it's like, well, then cut that person out of your life. There's no need for that.
Yeah, especially if that's not where you want to go. You need to think about the type of goals that you have, and if the people that you spend the most time with are, and we're not saying that you should just isolate yourself. You should be social to the extent where you're networking and creating relationships outside of yourself, that you're being of service to your fellow man. But you should know that you should be a little bit selfish. Zig Ziglar said, Zig Ziglar, fun guy, that you should be a time miser. You should realize that, like we said, you only have so much time. Invest it with people who will help to inspire you. I enjoy Dalton. One, because he's great. He's good looking, okay? And for some reason, I don't know why, not gay, okay? And I'm not frowning upon those who are gay. But I like attractive men. I like to spend my time with these guys. If Dalton's looking fit, he's looking svelte, I want to look fit and svelte. And so when you associate with people who create positivity in your life, it's going to help you to stay more motivated. It's going to help you to be more passionate about your goals and eliminate distractions from your life. So take an inventory of those people who are negative, I should say, dragging you down, and see what you can do to cut those people out of your life. And you don't have to say, we're not friends, I'm not hanging out with you. You just have to be intentional with your time.
Dude, boo-hoo on you.
Dude.
Not American.
Fine. I'll climb the tree.
Non-age of consent?
I'll climb the
Not
tree.
American, dude.
I'll climb the tree.
Oh yeah, you're gonna climb the tree,
I'll
dude?
climb
Show
the
me
tree,
climb the
dude.
tree.
I'll show you, dude.
Dude, I don't believe you.
I'll show you
I
how
don't think
people
you
climb
can.
trees,
You
dude.
have like the weakest hands I've ever seen.
I have forearm strength
no,
for days.
you do not.
I go to the gym, dude. Do you even go to the... When's the last
Yeah,
time you
dude,
went to the
I
gym?
went to the gym yesterday for a snack.
Oh, damn, dude, that hurts. Ow.
Why did you do that?